Hey y'all, I have a question. So, we're like a community of people who are like minded, right? Who love the Lord, who like to spread positivity and love and all of the good things. That's what I'm about. On all of my platforms. I don't condone any bashing or anything that's negative. Even if there is something going on that's not as positive, because we got to face the reality. Everything is not going to always be peachy peachy, but at the end of the day, you try to do what you can do to make sure that you do as best as you can and as positive as you possibly can. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. So I'm prefacing that with this, prefacing all of that to bring you into this thing, because I want to have some open discussions about just things, because I just like just having discussions and chats, as you guys may already know. So I want to open this question up to you guys. So one thing that I want to address is, so if if you are, how can I say this? If you want to identify how somebody else views you, not that this could be somebody that you're close to, like your best friend or a family member or something like that, not that necessarily matters, but if you want to know, because I think you should have clarity on things, you should know, it's black or it's white. You shouldn't ever be confused of how someone interprets you or how someone views you. I don't think that should be happening. You should know, okay, yep, they believe this about me, they understand this about me, they know this about me. So I think that's important, because you know where or what and who those parameters are with that person. So if you know that they believe that you like, I don't know, that you like the color blue, then you'll understand that you have that mutual understanding, that mutual agreement. But if they don't like the color blue, okay, then at least they understand that you like the color blue, and okay, maybe we won't talk about the color blue, or maybe we won't do things that are about the color blue, just using the color blue as a very vague example. So just putting that out there. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's important to use, like I said, for people to understand where you are, where you're coming from, and what you're about. I think that's very important. And you can do that in a very respectful way, which I think a lot of times that's where people face the challenge. And I definitely have faced the challenge with that, and still am trying to work on that, making sure that people understand you properly and that you're not giving off something that does not match with who you really are. And I think that can be a challenge. So first, that's my first thing. So how do you feel about that? Making sure that people understand you clearly without being disrespectful, not misinterpreting how you feel, and things like that. So my next point is, do you think that that would speak to a personal development issue, to where you're wanting to identify how they feel versus, not saying that how you feel about yourself is going to rely on how they feel about you. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't think that would be so. And I think those two things can coexist. So how you feel about you and how someone else feels about you does not relate or does not project on how you feel about yourself, right? I think that's right? Y'all let me know how you feel about that. So how someone else feels about you. So we're talking about not just some regular person that that has no significance in your life. I'm talking about your best friend, your family, maybe even your significant other, someone who has an actual serious type of position in your life, and how they interpret you, and then versus how you feel about yourself. And how someone else feels about you should not affect how you feel about yourself. They can totally coexist. So if someone doesn't like you or they don't agree with something that you do, that should not affect how you feel about yourself, is what I'm getting at. That's my point of view. I think it's good to know how someone else feels about you and be able to understand those boundaries that you can create for yourself, because boundaries are very important. How to set those boundaries. Okay, well, they don't like this, or they, whatever, or they do like this, or things like that, so that you can better govern yourself to do the right thing, and to not cause that type of friction with somebody that you actually care about. Now, this is something that someone that you may have to deal with, at some point, you know what I mean? It's not somebody that you can necessarily avoid. I guess you could absolutely avoid someone depending on the situation, if it's too messy. Anyway, but that's what I wanted to ask you guys. So if you understand how someone else feels about you, does that mean if it's negative or not, should that affect how you feel about yourself? And my answer is no, it should not. And some people feel like, oh, well, because you are asking me these questions about this, that, and the third, oh, that means that you feel some type of, you feel some type of way within yourself because someone wants to have clarity on something with someone else that they're projecting, that they may have said or they may have done, and you want to question the other person based on what they've done so that you can interpret it correctly and analyze it appropriately for yourself. But that does not mean it affects you. Does that make sense? I feel like that's a little complicated, but I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So y'all let me know, comment down below.